Hello, everyone. Welcome under the spotlight. I'm Carmela Sterling. Very excited about today because we have a category and a topic, and the woman behind this topic who has been not only innovative, but has really changed our lives in the way that we apply our skincare. Ooh, hot button. We all want to know how to have better skin. We're going to hear about just that from my guest who brought together science and beauty in an innovative way well before today. Many years in the making. We're talking about Isomers Laboratory, and our guest you'll meet in a moment is Manuela. I want to give a cheers to season 3 under the spotlight, and thanks to our sponsor from Happy Co. Perks, the next level energy drink. It's all natural, safe, and you will feel mental clarity and an excitement to go and get the everyday things done with productive energy behind it all. Salute, enjoy. And now, without further ado, a very special lady in my life who has given me guidance along the way. Early on in our friendship, our families have spent time together, and I thought you guys really deserve to know more about the woman behind not only the product, but the woman behind this epic launch of Science Meets Beauty, who opened our eyes to information that we had never experienced before. Ladies and gentlemen, Manuela Marcheggiani from Isomers Laboratory. Hello, my beautiful friend.
Hi, gorgeous. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, we made it. Cheers, we're together.
We made it this time. Yes, exactly. We got the memo, and the electronics is working.
And, we reference this because I said to Manuela, I could literally come up here and just say, hi, everyone, here's my guest, and let her go. And she could talk for hours and hours, as she has, not only on television shopping, but you have your own live show on YouTube because I follow you. And I love the show that you're doing. And I love
Thank
the
you.
shorts and the videos. Like, I feel so well informed and connected with you.
Well, that was what we wanted to do. I really appreciate the feedback because that was always what we had set out to do, or I had set out to do from the beginning, even before social media was invented. When we went on TV shopping, it was to educate and inform and to empower people through knowledge. We wanted people to have more of an understanding because to be able to answer their own questions and do their own kind of research and give them some truth and some basis and some insight. So our social media is designed to do the exact same thing. We're trying to talk about the science, we talk about business, we talk about mom things, we talk about girlfriend things, we just talk about the last 30 years in the business and 60 years of my life, the ups
Incredible.
and downs. Yeah.
So when, in this interaction today under the spotlight gives us the opportunity to get to know Manuela better. We're going to hear her original story and why this company began. It is because of a personal quest of one of the co-founders. You're looking at her right here. And then I think about this woman in business who is not only successful and has been, but it's now growing even more because you're doing something that we really need as consumers, Manuela. You're isolating the problem and giving us the solution because we are searching for that now. Agree, consumers are way more educated and information based than we ever have been.
Yeah. And I think we started that a long time ago as well. We were problem solution based. Isomers Skincare started because of my problematic skin. I had very bad skin. They thought I had lupus. I had very reactive skin, and
Oh,
I was a mess. I had eating disorders because of it. I had had depression because of it. Because what, especially when you're a teenager, what you look like, and then it bothers you, what you think about other people. And then for me, it was compounded by the fact that if I drank something hot or cold, my body would flare up. It was like everything. It felt like nothing was out
oh,
of control. And meeting Darish was a blessing because he could see past that. And then we started working on creating a solution for it because we were going to do other things in life, Carmela. We were going to, I was going to go be a veterinarian or a doctor or a journalist. I was not going to be a cosmetic chemist. I was not going to talk about skincare. But what happened was when people saw not only that my skin cleared up, my body cleared up, everything was better under control, people started coming forward saying, what are you doing? What are you, and when we said, well, we're making our own stuff. Well, could you help me? And the amount of people that came forward with some weird requests too, was really great because we started helping other people one formula at a time, one problem at a time. And we never wavered from that, and was all based on, this is really good. Like, this is the ideal of what we should look like or how we should be.
Yes.
And then we're like this. So what's wrong? What's missing? And that's how Darish and I look at things. So we try to create that solution. We try to fill in the puzzle pieces, and hopefully we put people back onto the right track. And then we try to educate them so that no matter where you land in this world, if that happens to you again, you know how to figure it out.
Taking your original story, that picture of you and Darius with the avocado green blender in front of you, I love that, because that's really how it started. Didn't you take that from mom's or someone's family member's basement or kitchen?
Yep. That's my mother's. We have it in our boardroom here. It's our little mascot. That was so funny with the blender, because we took the blender and we hit the button, one of them, because I tried to mix it. But of course, you know how blenders just mix. So we made a lot of, we painted our ceiling over and over and over again with weird formulas.
That's really funny. So when you were conjuring up this combination of things for your skin, you said something that really resonates with us. Skin shows sort of what's going on internally. It kind of shows up on our skin. You had something that was showing up on your face and body, else all over, right? And
Yes.
then you put together something that would calm it. Is this the case for all of us? If my skin is breaking out, or it doesn't look the same, or the color, whatever, is that an indication that something's wrong inside? Can we say that as a blanket statement, or no?
It could be partially true. What's usually what could be a little bit more accurate, or more, many times, yes, something's wrong inside, it can show up on the outside. It's more about your pH and your microbiome, and it's about being, acidic on the outside and alkaline on the inside. And that's very important. That's a very healthy balance. We don't really know that. And by accident, probably 30 years ahead of our time, we started concentrating on the microbiome. We started talking about the pH. And I don't know if you remember, in the early days, we talked about pH, and we talked about serums when people were using creams, and we talked about algae and kind of fermented or digested proteins. Like, these things were very important because it was all about the pH.
Now, are you doing this research together in the lab in Canada? Are you developing all this together? Even early days, you were together developing these serums, because I remember the first time I saw a serum, we were going on the air, and you said, this is coming up, and you handed me this bottle. It was eye serum. And
That's right.
I actually have some right here. This is what I use. This is on my personal product that I bought that I absolutely adore. So all this, and then the lip product. But I remember doing this, ladies and gentlemen. I took the eye serum, a little bit on the ring finger, and put it under my eye. And by the time I handed that bottle back and walked to the studio, which was probably 20 feet, I was like, oh, wait, wow, that feels really good. And I look in the mirror, I was like, oh, that looks a lot better. It worked that fast. That changed the whole trajectory of how I use skincare, because a lot of us are saying the serums, they work faster and it's better. It's the ingredient, and it's also the delivery. But you changed the face of skincare, literally, no pun intended,
Literally,
with the invention of these serums. It's just mind-blowing what you've done. So yes, I use all of your products, and I love them dearly. Your lineup keeps changing, right? Because people are bringing more problems, and you're bringing the solution. Maybe you're finding something and you just want to introduce it to us. What do I need to look for to just begin? If you don't mind, I know it's super simple and basic, but I need clean skin. I need a good cleanser, right? That's
right.
where it begins, correct?
You begin with cleansing. Absolutely. You begin with cleansing, and you don't need to spend a lot of money for a good cleanser, because a cleanser should really, it's like, it should cleanse your skin, take off your makeup, work on, dissolving some of the sebum, which is a bit of the oils or pollution on your skin, or a little bit of the dead cells. Use a face cloth, but it should not strip your skin. So that's why you don't want to use things that are very fragrant. You don't want to use soaps. You don't want to use things that are really harsh on your skin, very alkaline on your skin.
To
So
this
your
point,
cleanser should cleanse. Yeah.
When you said to all the alkaline and all of it, we don't realize it, just grabbing a soap or anything off the shelf, what those ingredients are, unless you're a label reader and you're a scientist like Manuela, and we're not sure really what we're putting on our skin. We just know we just want it to do this or that. Well,
And we
Recently,
were told, yeah, but also, Carmela, we were told, I remember commercials where you're told that you got to be squeaky clean. And
yeah,
that's
yeah,
like the worst thing to do, is to be squeaky clean, because you've actually disrupted your microbiome. You've actually taken away some of the essential good bacteria. And squeaky clean is not the ideal. And that's why people get sensitive skin. And then when you go squeaky clean,
yeah,
your body takes about 36 hours to rebuild its microbiome. So we don't take 36 hours between cleansing, cleansing, cleansing. We do it every few hours, every 12 hours, let's say.
right,
So you
right.
never have the ability to build it back. Then you say, my skin is so dry, it's
Yes.
flaky, it's tight. Well, this is why.
I sent you a message after I purchased the basic kit again. I wanted to go back to basics. I'd done some testing on my own, and I sent Manuela this message. I said, I feel like I'm back in my skin. I can actually feel my skin feels like skin, and not just like when I put on the moisturizer. It didn't feel like I was just layering something on top to keep it kind of wet or moist. The products went into my skin, and I can still feel my skin. What you've done here is truly amazing. If you go to the
Thank you.
website, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see all of the different products that you can try for yourself. Now, what I love about Isomers, and I want to go back to Manuel about this, I can buy the basic kit, the Get Started kit, and simply have clean, moisturized, and well-fed skin. Super
Yeah.
simple, right? I need
Yes.
that. Super, super simple.
Yes.
What's your favorite thing about working in the lab, even now after all these years of developing these products? What do you look forward to?
I just love doing the research. I love seeing people's reactions, or fixing things for people, or being able to do something a little bit more, pushing through boundaries. And I love the fact that as we're getting older, I think we're redefining the age of what we look like at our age. And also that there's more things to do. Like right now we're going into exosomes, we're going into different technologies with dermal shuttles. We're going into, so it's almost like, for me, being in the laboratory is like playing a video game. And you go to one level, get to the next level, get to the next. So we just keep going to the next level, and it keeps getting a little bit, it's more difficult, more intricate, deeper. But it's more fascinating.
I love that. Now, this is more like feeding our skin, ladies and gentlemen. Manuela and Isomers has been about caring for our skin. This isn't a topical, this is just a fad. This is about caring for the skin. I love what you're saying, because I'm not afraid of aging. I just want to, see what I look like when I'm old, and not lie about my age anymore. But anyway, this is like feeding my skin. So as I age and I'm seeing it's changing because what, loss of elasticity or collagen or all the things that we do know. Well, you're digging deeper into the things that we need to feed our skin. You said something like that last time we were visiting, that it's like organic food, but
Mhm.
for us. Can you expound on that a little bit, please, Manuela?
Yeah, with our skincare formulations, we really look at, first of all, we we want to look at regeneration. We want to look at fixing, right? So we look at the collagen, we look at the elastin, we understand at what age what age it starts changing or declining, and then what you need to kind of kickstart it or freshen it up, or to make it work even better for you. So what you eat is very important. Your nutrition is very important. I mean, your skin starts off as a liquid. It starts off as the food you eat and digest, and then it goes through your body. And so it's going to be reflective of that too, because that's also part of the building blocks. And then our skincare is going to be those amino acids and those proteins and the enzymes that are going to help create that environment. So it is all about the food. It is all about creating something very skin identical, that's in the right language that the skin understands and can use. And then you see those results. And when you get
Mm.
to a certain age, you want regeneration as well, because you want to be able to kickstart that.
Right. And we are not hearing Manuela say anti-aging so you look young. Let's care for the skin that we have at whatever age we are at. Too young to start using skincare, and too late to start, Manuela? Any
It's
comment there?
it's never too early, because it's all part of hygiene. I mean, think about it. It is part of hygiene. It's the largest organ of your body. It has a job to do. It's got to protect you, and it's got to function in a way that saves you from things that are out in the environment, right? So it's your packaging. And this has to be in good shape. It has to be in good working order. So it's never too early and it's never too late, because your skin also, again, it's a self-renewing wrapper. It's going to respond or react to what you do. So if you want it to respond, because responding is growing with you and you're learning to manage your skin. If it's reacting, that means you're doing something a little too outside. It's speaking to you and it's not happy.
Oh, I love that. And self-renewing wrapper, I have to remember that. But I love what you just said. Oh, that's really an interesting indication. Oh, you're so bright. Some of your favorite results over the years, I wanted to kind of go there. But first, you've had a lot of cheerleaders along the way. Many of us just love that you keep doing what you're doing. You're not only a businesswoman, you care about us. You care about what we're putting on our skin. You're educating us. You're transparent. You're open. I want to give a nod to your team and your very first supporters, your family, your all the boys in your life. Let's just put it that way. We have a picture of the boys. They love what you do. They're supportive of what you do. And how much do you guinea pig on their skin? Do they get to try stuff first, if I may ask?
Oh, they absolutely get to try stuff first. They're not always cooperative because, it's like, especially when they're younger, it would be like, you're on TV again. We want to watch cartoons. Like, you're interrupting my playtime. Or it would be,
I love that.
yeah, because it was just, we're family. But now today, they are very much involved with the company. They're very much involved with the skincare, and they're much more interested because they've hit, the ripe old age of, over 20. They're 22, 23, 25, like in that age range where they start to think about skin differently, male, female, and they start to appreciate the science, because there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of magical ingredients out there that at the end of the day are just fancy packaging or celebrity, and they've learned the difference, right? They understand it's about the science, because you can try a lot of product that your favorite celebrity uses or
Sure.
says they use, but they don't really use it. They're getting
Well,
paid to say they use that.
let's
They're
let's
getting professional help, right?
let's go there. This is for me. I need this. I don't want to play scientist. It sounds like fun. I mean, I'd love to see Manuela and the boys and conjuring something up. And I say it like that because really go into your vanity or bathroom, wherever you're doing your skincare, and you're mixing stuff. Who knows how the skin is going to react? I need someone who's way smarter than I am. She's not only intelligent, but she has experience, many, many years of it. I don't want to have to guess. What is that? No. Yes, thank you. Exactly. I don't want to have to guess what I'm putting on my skin. So you're educating us. What do I need to know so I can avoid the misinformation? I want to ask this and let you answer however you want. We have no, rules or regs on the show, but without taking anybody out, right? I'm the consumer. What if it is my favorite celebrity? What do I want to see on that label that I need to stay away from? What if it's I just need something fast, quick, and easy, and I'm at the grocery store or wherever? Can you guide us a little bit, Manuela? Not only just use your product, that's just a lot easier, and it's not super expensive, so I'm not like, oh my gosh, I can't afford it. How can I avoid those traps of misinformation? All yours.
Well, I think you need to just base it on the science. So a lot of times, a lot of the things that are too good to be true really are. They're not. They're science fact and science fiction. So in skincare, what's really, I like to think of ABC, right? Something with vitamin A is very important. Something with hydration B, beta hydroxys are very important, and vitamin C is very important. Those are the kind of, like, when you just stay into the ABC of skincare, that's enough for most people. So you got a good cleanser, not an expensive cleanser. Then you can use something with if you've got oily or problematic skin, you use something with a beta hydroxy. That's the letter B. If you want aging and acne, if those are your concerns, you use vitamin A. That's going to be your retinols. And then you have vitamin C as your antioxidant and your skin brightener. The only other thing you probably would need is a good sunscreen. And for sunscreens, go with something SPF 30. Don't go a crazy high SPF because it's not necessary. Technically and statistically, the higher SPF you go, you're not actually protecting your skin that much, because at about 20, you're covering 97 to 98% of the UV rays. So by the time you hit at SPF 30, you're at 99% of the rays. No one does 100%. It's not possible, but it becomes heavier and maybe your skin will react to it. So get a sunscreen that hydrates a little bit with minerals. A mineral-based sunscreen is better because it's going to protect your microbiome. It'll have zinc oxide in there. It's going to really be good for your skin. And that's it. Like, you could keep it that simple. ABC.
I love that. Super, super simple. Now, if I want to more advanced and I want to target, I'll always remember hearing the very first time it was from you, the number 11. Was it your father who had the number 11? You said,
Yeah.
"Oh, I look like my father with the number 11," or lines around the lips or other. So if I'm targeting that, we know what's maybe not what's causing it. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. But we know what the resolve can be or what the help can be, what the missing component is, right? So I can search Isomers lip care and it will come up helping me with specific things.
Yeah. You can do a problem, like you can do expression lines, like you're saying. So expression lines, you can go straight and use an ingredient that's for expression lines, like argireline, for example, or Cinake, which is synthetic snake venom, or argireline, which is a peptide that stops the contractions. Like, it's very cool, you say, about what we do in the lab, but you can get agar, which is basically a solution. It's in a petri dish, and you could put nerve cells in, and then you put the ingredients and you see how the cells react, right? And these go to sleep for a little while. They go to sleep for half an hour, 40 minutes. So we know that it actually relaxes the muscle topically. So that's how we test the product before we test it on people. It's very, very cool.
Woo! So no animal testing. The only people testing is family. How nice of them to support you. You have a lot of what?
I was going to say, because animals don't study, you can't test them. That's our joke. That's why we don't do animal testing. Bada boom. Yeah.
Clean, well-tested, love-filled products that work. I mean, it's simply that. What advice would you give us here while we're listening in on, we're talking about things to avoid. What about fragrance in cosmetics? I like things to smell nice, hair care and other. What's your take on that? Can I buy things because they smell nice?
Well, okay, so fragrance, we know that fragrance is a very high, it sensitizes the skin, and certain fragrances also break down your microbiome, or make your skin more sensitive. It can make you dry your skin out. Could also induce headache. But so that's one faction of it, right? But there are fragrances that actually will stimulate you or lift your mood or make you feel good. And so if you are the type of person that enjoys the fragrance, and it's a well-formulated product, not overly fragrance or whatever, and it also keeps you coming back to doing that ritual, then I see nothing wrong with it, because I see it's part of, your mental health, your self-love, your self-care. So it's very good. But technically, fragrance can sensitize the skin. So you do have to be careful.
How interesting. So our thinking is microbiome, it's like food, right? But for our skin, and watch the reaction. Can I mix things? Typically, can I just mix everything up? I know. All right. So with Isomers, I'm safe to say I can mix my serums and put it on my skin. Yes, safe to good to go. But trying something outside of what we know, or just playing the guessing game where the scientists in the bathroom kind of thing, do we have to be careful with mixing products off the shelf?
Sometimes you have to be careful. I mean, sometimes if you're using too many acids and, too many exfoliants, or some things that are too harsh, they could, or if you're using a copper peptide with a vitamin C, sometimes they do cancel each other out. Or if you use retinols in the morning, the UV breaks it down. So you can it's like cooking. Are you going to use every spice in your cabinet, or are you going to use just what you need? I mean, sometimes you can go overboard, right?
Right, just the fennel for the meatballs. So you've had a lot of customers with wonderful comments along the way. Do you have a couple that, or maybe you just want to just give a broad statement about all of your customers and their response to Isomers from TV shopping and other along the way? They've had some
along the
wonderful.
way. We've had so many gorgeous I just think we have the most intelligent, amazing, wonderful customers, fans, family, that virtually mad or read comments, and they write big long paragraphs. Sometimes it's, most people do very good, that's it. No, ours are like, they tell stories about how it changed their lives, how they feel about themselves, how they're happy to be the age they are. How they say, I wonder what I would have looked like if I hadn't met, because I just know that I'm so much better for the experience. And those really, they touch us, because I just
They're
think it's
part of like your early beginning. And if you're listening into the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, or watching early on, Manuela said the skin issues she had, which launched this beautiful company because they found the solution to her problem. It affected your life in other ways. It isn't just, oh, my skin doesn't look good today. It had great impact, not happy with yourself. And you have helped so many people along the way. I want you to know we want to honor you and hope you feel loved for just this great impact of feeding our skin, caring for our skin, and the self-care.
Yeah, and knowing that that's very important, because I think inside of us we all have a special talent or a special skill, or we have a calling. And
Mm.
if we get caught up in our skin and what we're looking like, because that's broken us, our self-confidence, or it looks like some people think that they look dirty, or that they look out of control, or they look like they don't know what they're doing. That's now distracting you from being that brilliant doctor or physicist or inventor or, race car driver, actor, or writing that book, because now you're caught up on the wrong thing. So I always felt it's our job to clean that away, so what's inside you that you're meant to do on this planet will come through.
I love this so much. You're just amazing. How was it
Thank
as
you.
a younger woman than you are today? How old is Isomers? 28 years old? No. How old is Isomers?
Isomers is 32 years old. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Early days developing, and as a business woman, I think about you and I'm like, well, that's not the piece that she concentrated on. She concentrated on the formulation. Was that right? Early days, that was the formulation. You've been very resourceful and have brought in a wonderful team. But as a businesswoman, you're inspiring. Like you kept going and kept creating. It's like you said, you never lost vision of what your gifts and talents really are. Even though as a kid, maybe you thought you're going to be something else, right? The veterinarian, you thought you would be. You didn't believe you didn't dream this up that you'd be I'm going to be a scientist and come up with all of this. It really has been a blessing, right? All these skills and gifts that you have.
I think that my parents, I owe a lot to them as well, because we came from incredibly humble beginnings. So you had to, when you don't have a lot, you have to learn to be very resourceful. And so we started Isomers. We made, after we realized that there was a need for other people, they had problems and they wanted us to help them with solutions. Then we had to figure out how to get packaging. Then we had to figure out how to get labels. Then we had to figure out how to do the manufacturing. And we couldn't afford fancy anything. We used to make our own labels on Avery printer and put packing tape over it and then cut it with a guillotine and tape it on. Those were our first ones. We used to print all our own brochures. We started making things first in a bachelor apartment, then my sister-in-law's basement. Before we got into the building, we used to do our own, everything. Because we didn't have the luxury of hiring people. So it was Darish and I till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, making batches, filling, packing, doing, and then talking and presenting. And we started with, 50, and then because we didn't even know about retail, we went to TV shopping, because we have no idea how to do a sales force. We had no idea how to then train people who don't understand the formula, train them to talk like us in 21 or 50 different stores and people, and you don't know what they're saying. So we wanted to control the message. We wanted to inform properly. So we thought TV shopping is amazing, because like now social media is amazing, is that you can be the inventor. You can explain how this came to be, what the steps are, what the inside information is. And people get that in a very clean way, in a very authentic way, and hopefully in a very understandable way. So it doesn't go through that telephone game where it's been changed. And then it becomes much more helpful. So that's how we started. And it was always about that message. And that, and also I was scared. I was very, very scared as a business person starting up saying, I really love this. It's like when you're cooking at home, you say, I made this sauce. It's
Yeah.
amazing. But then
So
when you
good.
serve it to somebody, you're like, do you like it? What do you think? Does it need more salt? What do you think? You know, and if they go, it's okay. You're like, oh my gosh, you know, you want to change it. So I was like, okay, we're speaking to millions of people and we're sending our formulas out. What if they don't like them? So their formula has to be so good that without even speaking, when they use it, they're going to be like, this is great. So that was also how we wanted to formulate. We wanted to do the talking and we wanted to stay silent. We wanted the results to be there no matter how you used it at home.
Wow. All right, so inspiration, take that next step. What's your dream? What's your vision, ladies and gentlemen? What have you thought about doing? Could I possibly do that? Inspiring, right? Take the next step, and then that works, and the next step, and then that works. And the more you do, and the more you can do, and you don't settle, you just keep leveling up. Manuela has done exactly that. Oh my gosh, you're something else, incredible and special. So before we go, I know we need to let you go here shortly, and I'm sure your life is super busy. And I was thinking, wow, you do TV shopping in Canada, and you've been in Australia and Europe and US. You've been everywhere, and now we get to be with you on YouTube. Do you answer Q&As? If we have a whole bunch of questions for you, do people write to you, comment on? How do we get in touch with you if we have questions? Website, what's your favorite?
Well, we have the website, Isomers, isomers.ca. So and we're in Canada, so that's why it's a .ca. I like to tell that. But we're on social media. We're on Facebook, so it's Isomers Skincare, Isomers Laboratories. We're on every part, so you can reach out that way, or just people also call the laboratory. I mean, I get emails. We answer things at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning because we're always on our phone. So any way people are comfortable, we're comfortable.
What's next for Isomers? What are you working on? Anything you want to share with us?
We're working on a collab with Dersh and I are finally going to do a MD line. So the MD, Manuela Dariush, Isomers MD, and that's a dermatology line.
It's what?
It's a dermatology line.
Dang, that's hot.
Yeah.
I love it. MD, Manuela. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. I can't wait. So who would be buying that? Am I in the category for buying it? Some more?
Yeah, it's very regenerative. So when people are if they're doing PRP, microneedling, if you're having procedures done, this is going to be at that level. So that's that medical dermatology level. So it's all going to be about very dedicated regeneration, but we're going to do it. We're going to make we're creating the best new skin you can have.
Wow, I love this. And anyone that has spent time doing other care, like more, I don't know how to reference this, but maybe more intense care, like microneedling and things like that. I haven't, but I can only imagine if you've done, or other like Botox or laser, things like that, you would really want to care for your skin in an even bigger way. Wait, who's that? I'm sorry, I should let you know. What is happening over there?
That's Tuxedo. Tuxedo, my baby Tuxedo.
Oh, let's see the baby.
Oh, my Tuxedo, come here. They want to see.
Let
me see if I can grab. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can grab him.
No idea.
Come on.
Baby.
All right,
baby.
Here's my poopy. Oh
my gosh, that's a big baby.
I don't know why he usually is very. He's growling. Yeah, he was growling a little bit, but he can hear somebody. And his name is Tuxedo.
Take him away from?
Yeah, he's a Springer. He's a Springer poodle. So he's a Springer Spaniel poodle. Yeah.
Yeah, is he like the mascot in the studio there?
He is. He's like the spy mascot. He attends every meeting. So I think someone's going to grab him one day and debrief him. They're going to want to know, what do you know? He hears every conversation. And he just sits there like the Sphinx in Egypt, like in every room.
Team over at Isomers. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Tuxedo, for the appearance. Love to the family. Gratitude to your team. Manuela Marcheggiani at Isomers Laboratory. Everyone, I hope you have enjoyed. Manuela, this has been just really special. Thank you so much for letting me shine the spotlight. You're an amazing woman. We'll continue to follow you, and thank you for all you've done for us in our life. Love you.
Love you. Love you so much.
Thanks everyone for being here today. Stay tuned for more as we continue with season 3, Under the Spotlight.